Oh, yeah. I'll figure it out.
Oh, yeah.
This ain't no Pokemon Snap episode. Come on.
Oh, my God.
We're not children, Tim.
Snap to a Pokemon. Oh, yeah.
Ooh, brother. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Holy cow.
I just cloned my coffee.
Dylon, are you prepared for this episode?
No, I'm not. Yes, I am, but no. For the bit.
I was about to say, you've got enough caffeine for days.
I just have to actually put it in my body. Barely any water in that one. I cloned this too. I buy 2 of everything. I'm obsessed with having 2 of everything.
I understand.
Yeah.
I have clothes that I have 2 of, so that way when one wears out, I've got the other.
Yeah, no, I do that with shoes, like legitimately. Goofs aside. I buy the same pair of shoes twice if they're on sale. Usually for 50% off, so I'm getting, like, 2 for
The
1.
shoes you like are so hard to find these days.
Yeah, and I have such specific feet problems. Like, my feet are, like, not that big, but they're wide. So, like, when I put them into shoes that are, like, normal... Oh, that's going on Wiki Feet. When I put them into normal shoes, they're, like, busting out the side, like, whatever my size is. So I got to get a size or a size and a half bigger because I have more girth room.
You have a large foot girth, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
I understand. Welcome to episode 3, ladies and gentlemen, where
Welcome.
today we're going to talk about a bunch of stuff, including but not limited to foot girth.
Ooh, and Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Yes,
who
and
are,
definitely.
They're definitely into that too.
And Invincible, and all the games we've been playing, and a whole bunch more. Now, but first, why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button down there?
Hey!
Or if you're listening to this, go ahead and make sure you hit that join button and go to our YouTube channel and help support us and make sure that we can continue to make great episodes like this for you.
Yeah, if you want the lights to be on and the videos to be nice and bright, then you have to join. And if you want to see me mix my drinks on video, then that's also a good reason to join as well. Support us.
If enough people subscribe, we'll play the new game, What's in Dylon's Cup?
Whoa!
Yes,
It's
yes.
piss this week.
All right, Bear Grylls. So, on to our first topic of the day.
Yeah.
Falcon and the Winter Soldier, the latest Marvel TV show, is wrapped.
I can't believe it. I can't believe when we did the first episode on it, I was like, oh man, this is gonna be our next year, of videos, of podcasts.
Yeah.
We're gonna be talking about this forever, like how long it took us to finish The Mandalorian before we even started the podcast. We were mentioning it in every video, and we would post a promo clip. I'd be like, oh, Mandalorian, or I talk about The Child. And
There were several games we were playing
quick.
where we made Mando jokes in.
Yeah, which is fine. It sticks with you. But with this, I thought it was gonna be so long like that, but totally wasn't.
So, it flew by.
It flew right by. Winter came, winter went. The soldiers were there, I think. I'm not sure.
Hey, at least this
all
was a
blur.
better satisfying winter than the other one that was advertised, okay?
Oh my God.
I'm at least very pleased with where this show ended. Now, last time we kind of did like this super in-depth recap and stuff, and that took way too fucking long. I don't think I want to kind of do that this time. So
it was good. It was good to catch us up to where we were, and now from here, I think.
Yeah.
We're
Let me
kinda
just
set.
ask you,
Yes.
talking about the back half of the show, so the final 4 episodes out of the total, I think it was 8?
Yeah,
Pretty
which
sure.
was the first of the final 4?
Yeah. And, I mean, March Madness, we were definitely in the middle of it, so it makes sense. Anyway, what was some of your favorite moments from the back half of the season?
I'm trying to remember like what the first one was, like where it actually split off. Because I feel like we watched it, so we did watch it week to week, but because it was pretty close together, yeah, you go ahead and look that one up. Are we good to go into spoiler territory right away?
Sure, absolutely.
I guess, yeah. If we're going, like it's been a whole month, like since the show started, at least.
Okay, so when last we left our heroes, it was the amazing shot of not Cap with the bloody shield having just murdered a man in broad daylight in 4K.
Okay.
That was where that left off.
Oh,
So we
man.
pick up with the massive fight between, well, all 3 concerned parties.
Yeah, and that was in the warehouse, correct?
Yes.
Where they were all fighting. Yeah, that was awesome. I've been seeing a lot of articles pop up in my Google News about what's his name, Wyatt Russell,
Yes.
playing John Walker, and like at first I felt kind of bad for him because I knew that people would dog on him for being the bad good guy, like,
Yeah.
hey, you'll not my Captain America, of course.
As the internet tends to do.
Yeah, of course. And then it kind of escalated. I started feeling a little bit worse for him. And then he started acting and doing his not Captain America thing. And then I started feeling those feelings as well. But I think he did such a good job with it. And I didn't expect to like the character because of the character and how he portrayed him, and not just like the character because I feel bad for the actor for being stuck in that situation. But
no,
yeah,
that
whole moment was crazy.
And I think we kind of touched on this last time. Anytime an actor has to play a character that is going to be hated like that, we compared it to some of the Game of Thrones characters who basically, when they walked down the street, people gave them hell because of the characters that they played. And they're like, no, listen, I'm just an actor. This is a paid gig. They gave me money to be an awful human being. I'm not actually like that.
No, I swear.
So, yeah.
Don't check my tweets from 10 years ago, please.
I definitely think that there are some of them that have played awful people who do bear the brunt of that unfairly. But I did see a lot on the internet of people recognizing that has happened in the past and being like, hey, what? No,
be
we
careful.
should like make a distinction here.
So maybe that's why I've been seeing it so much, because we're seeing not just the vocal minority that doesn't like him and is mean about it, but also finally, I guess, the vocal majority that's normally not vocal of the fans that are just like, oh, this is awesome. Great job. By the way, great job. I know you might need to hear that sometimes, even though you're a famous man. Great job.
Yeah, you played a bad person. I didn't like the person that you played. You did a great job.
So that means you did it good. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Oh,
there's a clear delineation there between the actor and the character. And I think that is becoming more prevalent in the conversation about these as people get exposed to that more.
Yeah.
You know, and especially as fandoms run the risk of having their fandom spoiled by people like that. I think that in the last couple of years, we have seen several fandoms that have been brought down or kind of like
from the fans' side, you mean?
Murkied a
Tainted
bit by the fans.
Yeah.
Yes. That's a great word for it. Like the Rick and Morty fans and how they all went fucking nuts over the Szechuan sauce.
I had a couple coworkers talking about that show, and I was embarrassed to even mention I saw it. And I mean, it made me feel better about it, but definitely muddied the waters for sure.
It's a great show.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
I just don't like the other people who watch it.
Like, that's crazy. Yeah, that's like my dream, you know.
And so that kind of speaks to why most of the time when something becomes popular, I tend to just not engage with it until years later.
Yeah. There's nothing there to spoil anymore.
All that's left are like the nice fans of it.
Yeah,
you know?
hopefully.
Like if you go back and watch Mystery Science Theater now, you're not going to get anybody who's like, oh, I was here since the beginning. So
no, especially not now, and especially not with Netflix and all that. And like my only experience with Mystery Science Theater has been like, as with most crazy stories that I have that are crazy to me, I have a fever dream or I'm sick for a month, and that's when I experience this thing. That's where I got my Fallout 3. That's where I got my Skate 3, like a bunch of threes. Mystery Science 3000. But yeah, it's a great show. I just need to watch it more.
Did you see that there is a brand new Kickstarter to bring back Mystery Science Theater yet again?
I feel like I have, but how do people feel about this? Clearly, it's doing pretty well there.
Me personally, I'm totally on board. I love Mystery Science Theater.
I'll take it where I can get it, kind of thing.
Like, I thought the newer seasons were really good.
Yeah, we'll have to watch one. We'll have to watch like a standout episode before I can make a decision. But
I don't think there were any of them that were like this is new Mystery Science Theater. This is, like, none of them were standout amazing.
No.
They were all consistently great.
That's good.
And I think that is almost harder to do.
Yeah, I feel like I'd take a consistent 7 or 8 instead of a 5, 5, 5, 10, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5.
It fits better in the Mystery Science Theater oeuvre.
Sure.
To have,
take your word for it.
Just a bunch of episodes that are pretty good.
Yeah.
Or that are really, I mean, like, some of the songs that they sing on there are really good, but like some of the segments feel a bit disjointed, but I mean, it feels like old Mystery Science Theater. Old Mystery Science Theater was not perfect by
a little
any stretch of the imagination.
Campy, I feel like people would say is a bad thing necessarily, but if you think about it in context of like superhero movies as an example, like Sam Raimi Spider-Man, campy as funk,
Exactly.
It's not a bad thing.
when
a
you've
little
got
bit of
something
camp, a
like
little bit of
this
stank.
that is built entirely around camp, it helps to kind of lean into that a little bit. But it seems like, yeah, it's got 9 days left to go, and with $3.5 million, it's actually
Crazy.
not too far away from unlocking 9 episodes. I don't know that it's going to reach all the way to 12.
That's a really cool way to do it, though. I'm not gonna lie, and feels like more like what a Patreon would be. We're of course talking about their actual Kickstarter page layout and kind of how they're doing their goals and stuff.
And they did kind of mention
Cool, though.
Other stuff along with it if anybody is interested in backing something like this.
Yeah.
They've got, let's see, kind of reading this off for people who aren't watching the video
Oh,
podcast,
yeah,
which
yeah.
if you're not watching the video podcast, you should be.
Yeah.
Week of live streams, 5 movies, 1 Jackbox game night, and a final telethon. That's kind of as part of these extra goals. We're now going backwards in time. That was added April 27th. April 23rd, they reached the 3.3 million goal, which means they will do 6 episodes, and the Gizmoplex app, which will basically be a standalone app that you can go and watch all the Mystery Science Theater.
Even like old stuff.
I
feel like there's so many rights things with that, but I mean, like, it'd be interesting to see. And technically, you're not selling the, like, as far as copyright goes, you're not selling the movie, you're selling the track, the commentary track, right?
So the Gizmoplex, sorry, stand by. Let me see if I can.
That's okay. We need a lawyer though for the rest of this.
Vamp.
I'm vamping. What is vamping? Actually, it's like the when cats do this, like they lick themselves.
No, vamping
never understood
usually
that.
is when like a musical person will continue to play a couple of bars to buy time.
But
while
like, where does the
people
word come from? Now you need to
backstage.
vamp for me vamping because I need to look up the word vamp. Unless
I'm
it's just a
pretty
vampire
sure
thing.
That's where it comes from. It's an
Vamp
old
meeting.
kind of musical theater or vaudeville phrase.
A short, simple introductory passage, usually repeated several times until otherwise instructed. So yeah, you're totally right. I could have
of course
sworn
I
it came from something else, but I could definitely see it in music for sure.
Okay. Each month of our first year, the Gizmoplex will host at least one live event. So it's essentially an online portal a la its own Netflix.
Yeah.
Where you can join me, our cast and writers, some special surprise guests. Each live event will be like
Wait,
a
who's
night in
me?
the theater. Joel Hodgson.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I assume he's as the writer of
That would
this
make
thing.
sense. That would make sense.
But anyway, a lot of fun surprises. Our live events could include new sketches, trailers done MST3K style, live Q&A panel discussions, etc., etc., etc. The Watch Club to make it easier to watch MST3K with your friends. The Gizmoplex will also also be the official home of the Watch Club. Each month, you'll get on-demand access to a new selection of episodes, so it's a round-robin rotation of episodes that you'll be able to get. And the ability to host your own live screenings for up to 10 people, like Xbox Netflix parties.
Which I think they brought back on certain things. I think like Disney, for example. I think Disney Plus has like a watch together kind of thing.
Anyone with a Gizmoplex pass can join for free, and if you want to invite someone who doesn't, they can get a day pass for 99 cents.
That's not bad. $1.
The app will be available on all of these devices: iOS, Android, Apple TV, Roku, Android TV, and Fire TV.
Love that Roku.
Yeah. And then I'm guessing maybe a web app. Like you probably just
Like just
Go
like
to-
a YouTube type
yeah.
deal.
It doesn't say that there will be
With
like
their
a
own
URL
rules?
that you'll be able to go to without an app. But
Yeah, interesting. I wonder if this is like a deal kind of thing. But no, you wouldn't think so because it's a Kickstarter. I don't know.
And then if they reached a certain threshold,
like it, though.
Where was it?
All the way to the top.
No, not quite. It was.
Goals. Dude, that's big
Oh
goals.
gosh, I just saw it.
Tim, they are big goals. I mean, like, actually.
There we go. If they reach the $4.4 million goal, Joel Hodgson himself will return to host a new episode.
Whoa.
And then also
Robinson.
they will.
Different Joel.
You're right.
Yeah. I remember it was Joel, but now I have the Nelson Mandela's Pizza Palace effect going on in my head. Yeah, there you go. Okay. So that's the OG. That's the guy I know and love and fell asleep to during my fever dream.
But Joel, wait, stop.
Yeah, and then there's Joel Hodgson on the right. No, you got it. You're on the right track.
But
Don't let this world keep you down, Tim.
okay.
Yeah, we're fans. We're real fans. I
Anyway.
want to say I prefaced outright
Look,
that I
I've
barely
watched
watched
a lot of
any.
these, okay.
Tim, you know,
I've watched a lot of these. This is a little bit embarrassing, but it's
Yeah,
okay.
no, it happens.
Anyway,
The good news, you're so white that you
would
can't even see the red. You know?
bring the Gizmoplex into VR, so they would be able to do the Gizmoplex and everything that it does on VR specs.
That was a long walk, but that was awesome.
Yeah.
Good reveal. I hope it's on PSVR.
If you are interested in that, then you can find that at kickstarter.com/projects/MST3K/make more MST3K/description.
I don't have their asset press pack, so I'm not going to put that in the video, but the video will be there at least.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I mean, and you can also show me looking at the website.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Gotcha. Anyway, so now that we have kind of gone down that lane for a second, we still have not really finished our Falcon and Winter Soldier discussion.
I mean, it makes sense because that's basically what we do in general with games, right? Is just tangents and Mystery Science Theater-esque shenanigans. So we went down a hole there. That's fair.
It fits.
It fits.
Did you have any other favorite moments from the last half of the season?
I like this Bugsy boy that a few people can see unless I cropped him out.
Kitty.
He's very sweet. Just the whole arc. I liked a lot of I get a very different watch experience than most people because I have Tim to navigate me through these waters of the MCU for things that I might not remember or things that I might not just know from the comics or something like that. So a lot of moments that I feel like would have normally been a gradual process of, this is gonna be that situation. I probably got some of it a little faster because of you, Tim, and I thank you for that. I don't like doing big brain work when I'm just supposed to be enjoying a show. But a lot of the arcs, and even though I knew where they were going when they actually made that arc, so a lot of John Walker, the stuff with what was his name now? I want to say Isaiah, but that's not right. I'm thinking of Isaiah Bradley. Fucking Battlestar. What's his first name? Lamar.
Thank you.
Because just the way he
I was
says,
not gonna remember that.
You think Lamar doesn't matter? Like just how stressed he is over the fact of his friend getting hurt, and how little everybody cares that this is why I'm like this. Not to give too much justification to U.S. Agent and Bad Boy stuff.
No,
but
that's a very good point. I mean,
it's a very narrow view of him, but it's a very powerful one if you think that that's his only motivation right now, because that's what he was feeling when he took the serum. So yeah,
I think
seeing those arcs,
that speaks a lot to maybe the life experiences of John Walker and how
military guy.
And how little real loss he's probably felt. You know, like I'm reminded of there was I think it might have been like a Christopher Titus joke or something like that, where he talks about people who, no, that's the character from the play. Anyway, I was trying to make a Titus Andronicus joke, but
then I made a Final Fantasy joke. Okay, Christopher Titus.
Yes. Anyway, there's a joke that he did talking about people who have gone through stuff, people who have gone through some shit, and how much more you can trust them when shit hits the fan, because they're not going to freak out. And I think the example he used was a toilet getting backed up and somebody who has never experienced any real
crisis.
Yeah, real loss or crisis or anything like that in the world would just end up like losing their mind and going and shooting up a Wendy's.
Whoa! My toilet got backed up. Bam! Don't do that.
So I feel like the fact that John Walker wanted the whole world to stop and focus on the death of one person, and the rest of the world did not respond that way.
Look how serious this is. Bam!
And the rest of the world was like, no, it's really not. And the rest of the viewers watching the MCU are like, no, like 4 people died in the opening sequence to this whole series.
Yeah, did you forget?
So
they don't care about this stuff. No.
I know that's supposed to have an impact, but like, death has lost all meaning at this point because it's comics. And so I can see how that would be very frustrating to his character. I don't know how I necessarily feel about the fact that in the end he kind of gets a redemption arc and ends up in this very anti-hero kind of state.
It hit me in a weird way. That.
We'll see how that ends up playing out with the future of the MCU. But I kind of really enjoyed the rest of it. I loved that they brought her out. I was hoping that when we got the first inklings of Isaiah Bradley and his story, oh my God.
What?
Dylon.
What?
I've not been recording my camera this whole time.
Oh, Oh, you know what's perfect? I am recording not your video, but I wish I was. But 20 minutes. I made most of the visual jokes.
Yeah, I guess that's true. And you can just
Tim,
put up
you
a
look
little.
great. We'll do a little.
You can just put
extra.
up a little JPEG of me the whole time or something.
Oh.
Oh my god, I can't fucking believe that.
Anyway, so now that we're in real video form, go on, Tim. Say what you were saying.
Yeah, I was saying that I love the fact that they brought around the Isaiah Bradley story and gave it a satisfying conclusion. I thought that that's going to mean so much to so many people for such a long time.
And I hope there's more.
It's just a beautiful sequence.
Yeah, I hope they touch on that note a lot more, and I hope this is the capitalism fears that I get scared of all the time. But I really hope it wasn't just all right, let's touch on that token black moment and not actually live in it and enjoy it and understand it for what it means and
then we move on.
Hold on to it. Yeah. Bring it back, show everybody that it matters and that it's not just, all right, check the box, move on.
I think it'll be interesting to see what happens with that when we move on to like Shang-Chi and see if there are any issues that are delved into in that. But now we're getting back into movies where there's not as much time for that kind of character exploration.
There should be, but I understand when there's not. But I think that Marvel has such a platform right now, or Disney in general, that they can tell it, and they can tell it really well. And I've heard spinnings through the grapevine of things coming out, and then there's a side thing that comes with it. Like there's the really cool movie, and then there's the like a book or some like a visual novel,
like a companion piece of some kind.
Yeah, a game in very few circumstances successfully, but something to explore a different side of it. So I think whatever they decide to go with for the movie itself, or for any of these properties, having some kind of, and you have this, just for the people that like that, and it's still important, right?
I mean, I do think that these TV shows have been such a huge success so far, just with two of them.
Very different successes, too.
Yeah, really. Yeah. And engaging on such different levels in different directions as well. I think that Marvel would be silly to not at least consider doing more TV shows at a certain point.
I'm sure it'll be like a stopgap between
this might have been a result of the pandemic to keep casts small, but it was such a huge success for the reasons they didn't expect, because people love the exploration of characters. They love getting to see this deeper view into the people who they thought were side characters, like the Zemo stuff.
Yeah,
and seeing
thought that was a one and done, and that's it.
Yeah, getting to see some of these, the exploration of grief throughout the whole process of WandaVision, and the exploration of making amends in and coming to terms
different
in
kinds of
Winter
loss.
Soldier. I think that Marvel would be doing themselves a disservice if, after what I'm going to assume is going to be a huge success for Loki,
wouldn't it be so weird if that was just the one? That's just like nobody gives a fuck about it.
It's just terrible somehow. Somehow the show with the guy that everybody wants to see the most is somehow the worst.
Before all this stuff, yeah.
Oh, goodness. I mean, people love themselves some Tom Hiddleston, man.
Yeah.
They just
search him on Tumblr.
I get it.
Even with the NSFW stuff taken off, there's still a lot on there.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah. I was really worried about where you were going with that.
Where's he going with it?
Hey, listen, I've seen that helmet. He's a very horny dude.
Yeah, but in the show, he's less horny.
Well, we'll see.
We'll see.
Right? He's going to travel through a whole bunch of different times.
That's true.
It could be his Loki's time traveling harem.
Oh God, where in the world is Loki?
I'd watch that show.
Is he still Odin's son? Loki Odin's son?
Let's
call him Loki San Diego. Where in the world is he?
So the Loki that we are going to see in that show is 2012 Loki. That escaped from Avengers Tower, having...
Right after Avengers, like getting caught.
Yeah, right after first Avengers, where puny God beats into the ground by the Hulk. Like
very
that
blonde
Loki.
Thor, yeah.
Pre-character coming around, pre-get help, pre-all that shit. Pre-death of Odin.
Oh, whoa. What's her name? Hera? I didn't see that movie.
Yeah, the mom.
Sister?
No.
Sister?
Oh, Hela.
Hela, yeah.
yeah, pre all that shit. So while it might get to a point where this Loki finds out that his dad is dead eventually in our timeline, that's not what he's going to be dealing with. He's going to be dealing with time travel stuff. and it's not going to be the Loki that has had this character turn around to become more of a decent guy.
More of the anti-hero.
Exactly.
In a playful sense and less of a, I work for the government, but I'm a piece of shit sense, which is like a 70-25 split on the reverse. I don't like that.
So we will just have to see what they do with him, because that's a very interesting place to have plucked him from, and you only do that shit on purpose.
It's too specific to be just a random like dart on a dartboard.
Yeah, it's like, oh, we're just gonna pluck Loki out of somewhere. Well, where would be the most interesting place? Where was he at his most interesting?
His most Loki.
And
his highest popularity.
To the people who are making the show.
Yep.
Right after that is when they want to pull him from to try and challenge his character development in a different direction, I guess. And
it's one of those things that can be pulled out of the timeline, put into its own space, and have it live in the timeline, you know?
Right.
Which I always find interesting when they can make that work. And even if there's plot holes, they could fill them in 30 years, you know? Explain Captain America dropped something, and that's why it smelled like a fart. He dropped a stink bomb in 2012.
Yeah. I don't know if they've shown anything like this in the trailers, but do you think there's a possibility that we could get to revisit some of these important Marvel moments from the past or in the future?
I think...
Or our present day, his future.
I think we almost have to. And I'm... Capitalism fears. Going back to this. No, less of a capitalistic fear and more of like a, I wonder what they'll be able to do with the growing pandemic situation and the, I laugh because I'm nervous. And the, having actors separate and just whatever constraints they may have at the time. How in depth in those scenes are we going to go? Is Loki going to go in and become a character in one of those scenes? You know, is he going to be Loki of the past because he kidnapped him, you know? Or is he take his place in that production? Or is he going to just sneak past the time when Captain America was blah, blah, blah? And the reason I ask this is because I want to see more old MCU come back with new ideas and have new influences as opposed to just having them live there as... They're doing that off screen. We don't have to worry about them. Loki's walking around the corner this way. Look over here.
Kind of like that scene in Deadpool where you see the actual like X-Men from Days of Future Past, but they're like not acknowledged by Deadpool because he's looking at something else, and then they close the door slowly.
Exactly that. Yep. That's so funny.
So what I'm reading here is that Loki's production schedule, it was paused for a bit due to the pandemic, and then resumed in September of 2020. And then completed in December.
Sweet.
Yeah, so the production has been well completed. We'll see what that has meant for staging and how inventive they've had to get. But honestly,
I mean, when you have an LED room, you know?
You and I have had the experience. Yeah, I know, right? You and I have had the experience of production constraints and how that literally forces you to be creative in ways you would never have done otherwise. So... I have a feeling that whatever product we get, there's a moat that was like right in front of my...
I saw it go in front of the camera.
Whatever constraints they had, I guarantee you they're not going to put out a bad product. So that probably means they got some creative minds on there, some Imagineers, if you will, and fix that problem.
Let me just look up Disney net worth.
You need to put your keyboard close to you.
Let me look up Disney net worth. No, not Walt Disney. How do you look up a company's net worth?
You type in the company's name, net worth.
Okay, I don't understand this. It's $183.39 US per share. Tim, I don't know how to make the point I'm making. I'll just close this. They have lots of money.
Be a publicly traded company.
They can do it. It'll be fine.
Their total asseture is set at $201 billion.
Yeah, but Google me. Do it. Look up my net worth. Dylon show. I get a text about this fucking every other day.
Dylon show net worth.
Idol. He's an idol.
Oh my.
Okay.
That is the best picture ever.
Yeah, man, that was in Amsterdam. All right, where am I?
Also, how are you worth $180 million?
I'm just saying, man. You say, get up, we gotta record something, I need you. I'm like, I know you need me. Look at all this money I'm bringing in.
I don't get out of bed for less than 25 mil.
No, not at all. I've only worked 10 days of my life. I did this 10 days.
Before fame.
Yep.
He began his channel on March 20, 2011. He posted his first video there May 4th, 2011.
It's like, whoever is writing these things or copying them from whichever website started this garbage first, like, it's just a game of telephone, you know?
Yeah,
One
totally.
person does it wrong, and they're like, all right, I guess we're not going to look into it. Or they're like, why the fuck are people looking this guy up?
Are you 25?
No, that
was about to
website
say,
didn't update.
None of this is correct.
Well, most of it's not, but all of it was written a long time ago, to be fair. Am I under, how many, does it say I have subscribers? All gone now, but what does it say?
It says you garnered more than 5,000 subscribers to your YouTube channel since its creation.
So they're updating that, because I lost 1,000 subscribers in the last 2 years, and they're putting in the work.
One of the most popular videos there, Michael Gets Drunk While Dylon Dies from Laughter, has earned more than 275,000 total views.
I made that. That's my Star Wars hallway scene
Yeah,
of my channel. Yeah.
I'm in that.
Are you? Oh, yeah, you are. So am I.
That was
The glow up.
well pre-fucking
Oh, no, Tim,
internet
don't do
box
it.
days.
Don't do it.
I'm not pulling it up. That was well pre-internet box days.
Oh, yeah.
And when everyone would just hang out in Tiny Chat.
Yeah, Tiny Chat, for those who may not have been born before
2017.
No, I want to say probably
no shit,
if you were born before 2005, you probably weren't on the internet, right? At this time, that would make sense for how we grow up these days. iPad, it's the best babysitter. But yeah, we used Tiny Chat. It was like a Skype or like a Discord or like a Zoom of its time. It was trash. The audio encoding sucked, and everybody would duck each other out constantly. It's gotten so much better. There's a butt there, I think. I don't have my glasses on, but maybe.
You were capable of making these big rooms that had a bunch of people using their cameras, and it was pre-Zoom, kind of Zoom, where
and
you
Skype
just had a
video,
group
I
chat.
think you had to pay for, I want to say.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This was back during the times when you had to pay for that. So somebody
Skype
just
coins.
made this software. And you could even like have a text chat as well. So if somebody wasn't able to talk, they were still able to communicate.
They were just in the
With
chat
text chat.
room. Yeah, exactly.
And it was rather nice. And that video is, several
2000
hours long?
Oh, yeah. It's upwards. Okay, minimum is probably like 45 minutes. It's probably about an hour and a half, 2 hours. I want to say. You're doing it anyway.
No, I'm not bringing it up. I told you I'm not bringing it up.
We'll make noises all day. But speaking of fun stuff, completely wiped the slate. I have no idea what we were talking about. We were talking about shows.
We were finishing up our Marvel discussion, but I think we kind of came to a decent conclusion there. We're still really looking forward to Loki, and
Yes.
Falcon and Winter Soldier was a wonderful
foray
what
into
would have been first
different-
foray into
Yeah.
TV shows. You know, that was the one that was supposed to come out first. So
They definitely
Mission accomplished.
branched off from each other, and I'm excited to see where these next few shows go.
the pieces have moved in a satisfactory way. We have a lot of new characters in a different position than they were when they started the show.
There you go. That's progress, literally.
Yeah. And we've
movement.
got a new Captain America.
Yeah.
Do you think Steve Rogers is actually on the moon?
Fuck, I hope so.
I
am
think-
protecting our moon.
I think Steve Rogers is on the moon.
Are you talking about the real moon with the bunny on it in Japan, or like the moon, the moon that Stan Lee is sitting on in Avengers? You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
The only thing I can think of, and this is because I've played some of the Yakuza games recently, and this
There you
happens
go.
there,
Welcome to Japan, brother.
is that Steve Rogers ends up in one of those diaper cafes and just has Peggy Carter taking care of him for the rest of his days.
Peggy. Oh, I'm
So,
sorry.
that was.
I went down the wrong path there. You said Peggy, but I stopped listening after Peg.
I see. You went the Deadpool route.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's my Captain America.
But yeah, I think it would be really funny if at the end of all this, you just find out that Steve Rogers is,
Just a baby man.
able to live to 150 years, and he's just on the fucking moon.
Old as hell.
Yeah,
you know?
just chilling out.
Now I know we saw him get old and deflated, but is he like a perfectly, in this fiction in our heads, is he a perfectly ripe, like 29-year-old Chris Evans?
I wish yes, but unfortunately not.
Flexing away?
I
No.
think that the super soldier serum might stem some of the effects of aging.
Yeah.
But only so long. So by the time
even
he reaches...
the Wolverine got gray, you know?
Right. By the time he reaches 150, he might be as strong as like an 80-year-old.
What? That's a
But-
strong man. Stop praying for Grandpa.
Exactly. Exactly.
broken out
I
of the
think he's
facility.
still going to be showing some of the signs of aging at that point.
Yeah.
Probably has some cataracts. Can't really throw
Oh.
the shield around like he used to without
Well-
breaking a bone or two.
He doesn't have the shield anymore, Tim. What does he throw as an old man? Is it like the lid from the garbage can where he's raking the leaves into? And he's like, huh! And Peggy's like, damn it, Steve, you've broken the pottery again. I don't know. What do people have in
I
their
like
house?
that. I like that, but in
He
my
just can't
brain
stop.
pan, he's got a cane.
Oh,
and
yeah.
that cane turns into a tonfa.
Just a completely different kind of weapon. Like,
Yeah, so,
couldn't
well,
let
hang
go.
on. I'll
Okay,
get there.
okay,
I'll
okay.
get there. So he's got a cane, and then when he wants to fight, he picks up the cane and then like turns it to the side, and then a little strap comes out and like ba-doom, to his arm. So now it looks like a tonfa, and then you're like, oh, what the hell is he gonna do with that?
what the hell's
And
a
then,
tonfa,
like,
they say?
it's like a nightstick.
No, I know. I'm saying what the audience would say when they. Yeah.
Right.
What a
Anyway.
tonfa was.
So then, like, the bar that comes out here, like this, would then just unfurl into, like, a shield.
Oh, like a.
Yes.
Yeah.
yes,
Okay.
exactly.
Like the Falcon's wings.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
got little plates
Oh.
on the inside here that just... And then he's got old man cane shield.
That's pretty.
That's
sick.
what I want. That's what I want.
You could cover a whole old man in that. In vibranium feathers, he'd be
I'm
unstoppable.
just saying, if Falcon can cover himself and 2 other people and shield a helicopter, we can get an old man cane shield, okay? That's all I'm asking, Marvel. Please. Please.
If a black man can do it in America,
Don't be cowards.
old man ass Steve Rogers could do it. Maybe.
You can do a cane sword. God damn it, you can give me a cane shield.
Did we do Cane Sword? When did we do Cane Sword?
I mean, cane swords have been in everything. I think that was like Daredevil's master used a cane sword and fucking...
You might be right. It's been a while. Like Ben Affleck, Daredevil.
I mean, no.
No, you're talking about the newer one.
The
Charlie
Netflix
Cox.
show, yeah.
It's a great
one
one.
that Marvel's redheaded stepchildren.
Yeah, which they're good, but why are they ginger? Why do they have to be ginger? I'm just kidding. I love everybody.
There were a lot of problems with the Netflix shows, and we could go into that for days.
We will.
But
We
I
will
think
one day.
that's-
Well, you and I can like watch them all in a row or something. But I just want to drop one anecdote that I didn't know until I think 2 weeks ago or a week ago. It must have been from some offhanded conversation. This is about the Daredevil Ben Affleck movie. Some offhanded conversation I heard my dad talking about the movie to my uncle.
So
or
we're
something
about to
like
hear some
that.
absolute facts, is what you're saying.
Some absolute facts. I could have sworn that Carmen Electra played Electra in the movie. And I've been saying
Right.
that for years because her name's Electra and her name's Carmen Electra, kind of like a Mark Webb directed Spider-Man situation.
Okay, I can see how you would do
Yeah,
that. Now, is
so
this
remember
you
I was young.
or
I
is
was
this
young.
your dad? Okay. Okay.
Okay, you taste it.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, okay, now unfurl. And then you can see the rest. Yeah, that was horrible. And I got made fun of so hard. It was one person.
bet.
I'm so glad
Yeah,
there's only
fucking
one
bet.
person around. And then
Good.
he
You should
left
have been.
the room, and I was like, no fucking way. I'm just my whole Google search is Carmen
Just Googs.
Carmen Electra, Daredevil Ben Affleck, just to see, because I wanted to see. And then, don't do it. We already know the answer. It's not Dennis Rodman.
Well, no, but she might have done
Not
it by
even
now.
spelled right.
No, I figured that somebody might have like photoshopped it by now.
You would think so, right? Like,
But
where
no.
did I get this? But she's Greek, I think.
Because you're an idiot.
Mm.
Where did I get this? I'll tell you exactly where you got it. The recesses of the darkest parts of your brain.
Look at my dad.
Which are
We'll show them who. No, I'm just kidding. Don't do that.
I don't know if you saw on the Carmen Electra page, there were some nice pictures on there.
Do I have to censor it, or
No,
just not put
maybe
it on
not.
the screen? I just
I don't think so.
I think there was a butt in the tiny chat picture. I didn't have my glasses, but
Nothing less than you would see at the beach.
what beaches are you going to?
All of them. Actually, there is several nudist beaches here in Austin, and there's one called Hippie Hollow.
Any beach that Carmen Electra is going to, I get the alerts right to my phone. All right, go ahead.
So yeah, there's plenty around here in Austin. But anyway, so we were talking about Marvel stuff. We kind of put a pin in that. I think we're good for now on that.
We'll break it up a bit, yeah.
Till Loki comes out in June. Yeah, because next month is all Star Wars. Bad Batch.
Oh, yeah. And sorry, so this is going to be an animated series?
Yes.
We don't have much to talk about with this, but it's going to be the failed clones, correct?
Yeah, I don't know how interested I am in it. Like I
when
am
they do
pretty
their best
on
work.
record as saying that like I've never really cared about Star Wars until Mandalorian made me care about Star Wars. And
The Christmas special, the Lego Christmas special did a pretty good job of making us care about Star Wars, I gotta say.
Okay, fine. The Lego Christmas special was really
funny.
good.
It was funny. There was one moment
But
that was
Mando
really
came out
funny.
first.
Yeah, that's true.
Right?
Yeah, but I didn't watch it yet at that point.
True.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I will definitely give it the old college try.
Yeah. Something to
Because I
talk
think
about.
that Star Wars stuff has earned that right by now. And I think it's also still being done by Genndy Tartakovsky, who did the original like Clone Wars run that everybody loves so much.
So this is a good thing that he's doing this again?
Yes, that's the guy that made Dexter's Lab and Samurai
Yeah,
Jack and
yeah.
like some of your favorite cartoons growing up. Some of yours and yours out there.
I don't know which me I was there, but
I think.
felt both of
Let
them.
me look at that.
I'm pretty
make
darn sure you're
sure.
right. And I almost don't want
It's
to.
a Dave Filoni joint, which is great because he was also involved in the original.
Yes. Which
Oh,
is
that's
cool.
an
He's
episode
finally
of
getting a
Clone
chance,
Wars.
at least from my point of view, which is the most important point of view. Finally getting a chance to do this, you know?
Yes.
And to have them all continue, extended universe continue within itself, like, oh my God. Or not,
I think I might be
but it could continue.
wrong.
So tell me, you're looking up the guy that created Dexter's Laboratory, if he was involved? I'm sweating
Correct.
now from all these lights.
And I don't think he was. I think I was
Damn!
incorrect about that. Yeah, but it's okay. It happens. I've been wrong before. There's no reason to get all fussy about it.
Hey, listen, I'm wrong now. Like,
Yeah. At least we
Not
have the
even sure
ability
why.
to correct ourselves in time instead of putting out episodes and then having people correct us later. But yeah, so I will probably give it the old college try, but I'm not like super invested in it or anything.
Yeah,
it's just kind of a
high
month
hopes
waiting
not
time
there.
until Loki. And then we
I
shall
feel like
see.
it's totally fine. Yeah.
But in the meantime, we have been watching a lot of Invincible, the Amazon Plus show, Amazon Prime show, based off of the Robert Kirkman comic book. I
Who's the
think
Walking Dead man?
Yeah, we touched on it previously. Have we watched episode 1 by that point?
I think we watched episode 1, and I was telling you at that point, or at least when we conspired to make our notes together. I think we watched the first one. I watched a little bit more on my own than you watched most of it by that point.
Oh, I've seen everything.
By
Like
now.
I'm the unfortunate soul that like has stayed up until 3:00 in the morning every release night of a Marvel show, and Invincible comes out that same night.
Oh yeah, so you're getting all your treats in one.
Yeah,
in
I
one
pay
Halloween
Peter
night.
by watching Paul. So like I wait on the Falcon and Winter Soldier episodes by watching the new Invincible episode.
Which I mean, like if you're talking about torturing someone, it's probably the best option. You know, if I had
true.
3, I'd pick that
It's
one.
true.
But
It's
yeah,
very,
it's
very
a great show. Stephen Yeun is in it. Fucking J. Jonah Jameson, J.K. Simmons. Sandra Oh. Lots of
Oh.
amazing voice actors and characters. Seth Rogen.
Gillian Jacobs.
Yeah, Gillian.
Zach-
I don't fucking know.
Oh, what's his name?
I'd ask her. I don't know her.
Shit, I can see his face so perfectly.
Which guy? Which character? Is it the
Jason
fish?
Mantzoukas.
Oh yes,
the guy
yes.
that plays
Thank you.
Rex. Yeah,
Can
so,
you look
like,
it up?
there's-
Because I wanna see the pronunciation of that.
Yeah, of course.
Because I love that man.
Do you think I could spell it correctly?
Yes. With the help-
So
Ooh.
close. M-A-N-T Zukas.
You know, I would have
so
done
close.
that, but I still would have done I would have done 2 O's. Because I'm stupid
Yes.
like that.
Yeah. So
Wow.
he plays the character of Rex on the show and is absolutely awesome as it. At doing the same kind of absolutely batshit insane stuff he does in pretty much every role that he has had.
If you've seen Big Mouth, he's playing Jay. Jay is the child form. The champion form
of
is
Rexplosion.
Yeah, is Rexplosion, and then the ultimate mega form is Adrian Pimento. After he's seen some shit, now he's like, oh, what are we doing, guys?
You are
Put that
so
down.
right.
What are you doing? Put that down.
Right. Rexplosion ends up losing his powers and ends up in the police force.
Yeah, back in time. Anything
After-
superheroes, anything could happen.
Here's the thing. Kids, this is a lesson to you. Anytime you make fun of a grown adult for some kind of problem like that, chances are the same thing's going to happen to you when you grow up. So, Rexplosion made fun of somebody for losing his powers. He lost his powers.
I made fun of that little girl for turning into a giant monster. Now look at me.
You're a giant monster.
I got one pair of scissors, and all of a sudden I'm segueing to a new topic. So I cut my hair yesterday. I cut it last night, and it doesn't look great, but like it looks fine from where I was going from. And I had very low expectations, but I'm glad it turned out.
I think it looks a lot
okay-ish.
more stylish than you give yourself credit for.
I think it's because you can't see the back, which is fine.
Yes.
Which is totally fine. Because I couldn't see the back. I did it all by feel, and I installed a mirror that like goes onto the wall, and then it like has like the arm thing, kind of like what we do for microphones.
Okay.
It's usually to like for hair cutting or to like shave in the bathroom if you're trying to see like behind or something like that.
Right.
And it fell.
See behind. What a polite way to put that.
See behind. Yeah, it fell. So I did everything just like this, like close my eyes. I did the whole Daredevil thing where I'm like trying to like hear.
You just went by feel.
Yeah, I'm trying to like 3D scape, like, you know.
That's hysterical.
Yeah. So if you see the
like
back,
I
it'll
said,
be hysterical too.
On
Probably.
camera, it looks great, and that's
Thank
all
you.
that I care about.
I appreciate
so.
that. I'm
I
feeling my
definitely
Captain
gave him a hard
America.
time before this episode started of like, oh, of course, you would choose the day before we record a podcast to give yourself a damned haircut.
But like,
But here we are.
I've never done a full cut because I went from a fro. But I've done a trim before, and my mom being a hairdresser traumatized me just a little bit when I cut one piece of my bowl cut she gave me, and then with my
go
highlights.
back and watch episode 2 if you want to see his old haircut.
Oh yeah. That's so funny. Like people are gonna see my transformation going from having the fro and glasses to having my hair towel and what those rainbow socks, and then now I'm dressed like a normal person, but I have little frilly things on my socks.
Yeah, exactly.
I love them. It's
That's
really
also
hard
going
to
to
see
be on
them.
WikiFeet.
What?
That's also going to be on WikiFeet.
What did what did you say?
Somebody's giffing right now.
Okay,
Somebody is giffing
No,
right
I'm
now.
sorry. Is giffin another word for yakking? Blech.
No.
I hate feet.
No.
I think, I know this is controversial, but I think everybody should always be hiding their feet. It's just like not worth it for me to have to see it. You know, I don't want it.
Yeah,
I
fair
don't want
enough.
any part of that foot nonsense.
I will say that I'm fortunate enough that I don't have any weird foot stuff problems. Like I don't have curved toes. I don't have weird toenails.
My
I've
whole body's
got
fucked up,
normal
Tim.
looking feet. So I have not had any weird foot shame.
No.
Or yeah, so you know, like the feeling of self shame. Not
Yeah,
like
yeah,
anybody
yeah.
shaming my feet, but you know what I mean.
And now again, this is not when we preface this next story. This is not shame to anyone who does
boy.
have these features, but I had a coworker who is no longer my coworker. We all switched jobs. Our manager was horrible. Anyway,
Right.
And she said, and keep in mind, this is the coworker that she was very shy when we first met. And she wasn't really like joking around, but I've seen her joke around before. So I was like, I'm just going to say something fucked up and hopefully it's okay. And don't say this to people, but I was like, man, that guy, because it was customer service we were in, I was like, that guy smelled like cum, like real bad. And she started laughing and she started talking more openly about all that stuff. So this was a healthy workplace relationship we created. It was very fun. It was a good dynamic.
Okay.
That's just the preface.
That's just the preface.
That's the sub-preface, because after the preface.
All right. I have settled myself in. Please.
It's not that
Continue.
bad. I just like, you know me, I like to take long walks to things, speaking of feet.
A lot of shoe leather on that joke.
Yeah, there you go. She just came up to me one day and was like, hey, did you want to see my toes? I'm like, no, I really don't. She's like, no, but they're weird. I'm like, I still don't. It's like, they look like fingers. My answer hasn't changed.
Those are the worst.
I'm gonna give a big note of that. Turn around, like
finger
unlock the
toes
door or
are-
whatever, so I can escape. And then she's got her foot out with her toes all long and shit. And I'm just like, I'm not mad that you have them. I'm mad that you took the opportunity to ask permission to tell me, and then you took that permission away.
You're harassing me with your tootsies.
Take
Stop
them
it.
away. To foot jail with you. Anyway. So Christopher Titus.
Amazing. That's amazing. That's amazing.
So yeah, I thought you'd enjoy that.
No, I finished that remark.
Oh, okay. Perfect.
Actually, that's a thread that we actually got to the end of and then circled all the way back.
Whoa. How do we do it? Okay, so what else is on our list? Shows.
Well,
we did our show thing.
Yeah, we did our show thing. I think we kind of talked about most of the stuff that we have been watching together.
There's two more that we have been watching together.
I mean, yeah, but like those are
one we can cut real
shows.
quick, like Taskmaster, whatever. But Ted Lasso, Tim. We watched the first season of Ted Lasso.
We finally finished watching Ted Lasso.
Which, can I preface?
Again, with a preface.
We started watching this show because Tim and I are having an argument, and Tim goes, well, you and I watched Ted Lasso together. I'm like, what? Yeah, you don't remember?
I was going to use it to make a point about something.
No, I don't. And then, okay, it shows me Ted Lasso.
I was like, oh, okay. And that ended the argument, I think. Like, I'm pretty sure that was just like of course, as tends to happen, the ADHD brain said, oh, yeah, I don't care about being mad anymore. Now we're going to look at this thing.
Forget about this. Anyway, so this guy with a mustache, you should see it. Speaking of which, I had a mustache yesterday, too.
I mean,
shaved that.
Tom Selleck would give 2 thumbs up to that mustache.
Yeah, but Tom Selleck would also tell your grandmother to like sell her or put him in her will. So then his company, have you not seen this? His company can take advantage of her estate.
Well, yes, but that doesn't negate his mustache fame.
That absolutely 100% negates his mustache fame. If you take something beautiful like a mustache.
Fine. Alex Trebek would give 2 maple leaves to that mustache. Better.
You're damn fucking right he would. Anyway, Ted Lasso. It's a good show. It's about Jason Sudeikis, who is a football coach, and he's taken to America.
He's a football coach.
He becomes a football coach.
I see.
Yeah, starts as a football coach,
You're right.
and goes
he's a
to
football coach.
A football coach.
Yes.
In La Liga, and it's the hijinks that ensue are very fun. I think you originally compared it to The Office, but I think that was what was the actual show?
That was only kind of a like just to give you a very vague idea because it's not really like
Once
that.
we got into it,
like,
no.
It's a workplace drama like The Office, but not shot in that same way. It's shot more like a traditional sitcom.
Yes, no conventionals. I said that word perfectly.
The gentleman who made it is the guy who made Scrubs, Bill Lawrence.
That's what it was, Scrubs. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, and so it does very much have that the heart, the humor, and the humanity that you look for in a story like that. You know, like
it's not all drama. It's not all comedy. It's a little bit of every column.
So the thing that I thought was very refreshing about it, and what made it my favorite show of 2020, was that I had not seen many shows come out in the last 10, 15 years that weren't sarcastic,
just a fucking
sardonic,
downer,
cynical,
synonyms,
whatever. Yeah. And ultimately, the nice guy has to unnicify to get ahead.
Okay.
You know, there are a lot of stories that are about that and also about people who are just cynical, bad people and never really get better. So it was really awesome to see a show that was centered around a good person who does not have to compromise on who they are. In fact, just comes to terms with who they are in the new circumstances that they are presented with.
Just
and
hits the ground running too.
Right, to not give away too many spoilers to the personal things that actually happened to Ted Lasso outside of his football team. Because there are some of those, and that does create some really great character growth moments and real drama. Like, you do really feel for all the characters at certain points in the show. Because
I think a couple times I teared up and just go, Tim, at the end of it. Like, credits,
absolutely.
Tim.
Yeah, but the thing about it that I love so much was that none of it was with a wink. None of it was insincere. It's about...
It wasn't token at all.
It's about a person who gets ridiculed throughout most of the start of the story, bringing this feeling of hope and optimism back to an English town, which is anyone who has ever visited or known anyone from England, hope is a 4-letter word over there. So it was just a really neat examination of characters on all sides, and that happy-go-lucky character doesn't stay happy-go-lucky throughout the entire thing, but he returns there by the end, now bolstered by the people that he has made better with him.
Characters were developed. It was crazy.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think I had ever seen a show really do that in such a sincere way this last 20 years. You know, you really got to kind of go back a little bit to get stuff that is sincere. I think that cynicism and sardonicism are the language of the 2000s.
Yeah, for sure. And I got to say too, because Community was another show that leaned into those two aspects a lot, like having the overindulgent sarcasm, and the only person in on the joke is the person telling the joke kind of thing, and then having the really like heartfelt Disney moment, blah blah blah. Both good aspects of two shows, and they're almost polar opposites, so you want to have both of them in everything that you have one of them in. But Community hit a point where you could see that now everybody in the show is a caricature of the original pilot, let's say. Right? They're just an over-exaggerated version of themselves. And Ted Lasso kind of started from there, and everybody was already a caricature, but the world was still functioning. And it was interesting to see it slowly, the caricatureness of Ted Lasso slowly bleed into more characters as it got on. So now
it was almost like the world came into focus so that you could, everything was kind of Vaselined over, if you want to put it into camera metaphors, and then you kind of slowly wipe that away to see the real details and see the real lines.
Is that
and
how you
wrinkles
set
and
focus?
The people underneath. No,
is that a way to? Okay, because that's like whoa.
I think that's an old porn trick to like soften up the lens and the light
something
and
like that.
and
Yeah,
make sure you
like
can't
a filter.
See too many of the details.
Like a
Vaseline
Madonna music video or something. Yeah. Okay.
No.
Okay.
No.
I feel it.
No. But I love that show. I think anybody who's listening to this right now should go and watch it right now. And you would be doing yourself a disservice if you didn't, because it's a light in a time that we desperately need it.
Totally. It's easy watching, and it's one of those shows that reward you for paying attention every moment, but you don't have to, but it will definitely, you'll get a much better experience if you catch every little snide comment they make.
The more you engage with it, the more you get back. Yes.
Totally.
Yeah. And season 2 is starting up in the middle of July.
Yeah, I saw that news article pop up like while I was at work the other day, and I was just like, weird coincidence that we manifested this into the world as soon as we started watching it, or as soon as we finished. But
absolutely,
I'm excited.
You gotta love when the universe just smiles on you like that.
Seriously.
So we'll get more of that very soon, and I'm excited about that. That's 3 episodes from now, 2 episodes from now.
Oh yeah, I forget. Now we can think about this, our lives in podcast length. That'll be fun. That's about 4 hours of content away. Carry the Let's Play. It'll be good. I'm excited.
So, what else did you want to talk about?
Well, a couple shows that I've been watching, a couple being 2, and shows that I've been watching being the same show from different places. RuPaul's Drag Race. UK finished up, and the queen that I thought was going to win won.
Now, is Ru
excited.
Also in the UK version?
Yes, so RuPaul's the judge of all of these. There's just the one that's just Drag Race Canada, of course, where RuPaul is not in it. It's Drag Race UK. Oh, actually, I think Drag Race Holland is a thing too, but I never saw it because I don't speak Dutch. I don't know if they speak English in it. Who knows? Spreken de Deutsch. I can say that, and I can do this.
Also, I don't think that's Dutch. I think
that's German.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they understand it. It's all Scandinavian. They get it. It's like Portuguese and Spanish. I can say that. do you recognize like when I'm firing off an list of responses? I'm Portuguese.
Yeah, it's
I
like
can say
how
that.
many people can you offend at
It's
once?
all the same.
Let's just go ahead and get all of Europe at the same time.
Portuguese is deaf Spanish. Did
you want to say something about the Balkans?
German is deaf Dutch. I want to say. Yeah, I've made a big statement there. So I'm sorry.
I love when Swedish people talk about the Finnish language and Finnish talk about the Swedish language, because they both just say that the other is complete and utter gobbledygook.
When it sounds the same. I'm sorry. No, I'm just kidding. I have no experience with those Scandinavian languages aside from when I was in Amsterdam very briefly. But anyway, Drag Race UK finished. It was good. There was a lot of favoritism from judges. So that's why I could kind of see where the show was going the whole time, which is whatever. I just want to see the showcase of talents.
Of course.
And yeah, it's just
It's not about the results, it's about the journey, right?
Journey, not the destination.
It's not
exactly.
about the flag, it's about the drag race.
But the drag at the end was that my favorite queens were getting eliminated, but I got to understand more of another queen that I didn't really expect to make it to the end, and they totally did. They even had a coronavirus break in the middle of it. Yeah, because they were like, well, it's top 5 or 6 or whatever, but COVID happened when we were filming this, so now huge jump. But a lot of queens got to get a little bit better since then, which was good. So yeah, that was good. And then season 13, funny enough, it finished. I have not seen the last 2 episodes. We haven't finished them. They usually do a reunion, like, hey, let's talk about it before the finale, like our journey episode as the second last, and then they have the actual finale. I got it spoiled for me, so I don't really care that much to see, because I saw most of the journey already. I'm just going to miss them talking about the journey, which I'm doing now. So it's okay. But I'm excited to kind of get the blanks filled in a little bit and watch it.
So it's that last episode that you're kind of gunning for.
Yeah. Reunions are fine. They're all online now because of COVID. But the in-person ones were very drama-filled. The walkouts were fun.
No,
it's like the one time I can be cathartic and be like, oh, I love the juicy gossip, because I'm not a gossipy person. But when it's Drag Race, I love it.
I mean, hopefully we'll be getting back to a time
of
6
normalcy?
episodes from now where that's okay. I know that here in the United States, at least, the CDC published a guideline earlier this week that said they have finally done enough studies and research to be able to support people not wearing masks when they're outside. As long as you are not in a crowded space or like amongst a bunch of people, then you do not need to wear a mask when you're outside.
Yeah, it's like
if you are
rule of
vaccinated.
3s, I want to say. If it's like less than 3 people and you're less than 6, no, I can't remember.
More than 3 feet away?
Yeah, something like that. It could have been the rule of 7s or 6 or something, but it was like mask, distance, outside. Yeah. If you are one of them, you probably need to wear a mask. If you are not, you probably don't need to wear a mask. Like, it was like that kind of chart.
I see.
Yeah, it's scary.
So
I feel like I still would.
I know that after being the #1 place for cases during the beginning of the outbreak, we're now the #1 place for vaccines.
The U.S. in general?
Yes.
Yeah.
So we shall see how that influences the rest of the world. I know that there are a lot of places that have been trying to fight the fight against the disease for longer than the United States has, and still have yet to be able to get it under control, and still
I think Japan has fluctuated a surprising amount. I know I should keep up with it, but it's one of those things that we hit when the first lockdown started in 2020.
My heart goes out to India. India's just had a massive explosion of cases.
Another
recently,
variant, that stuff
very bad
is terrible. And
I hope that what we will find is that as the United States comes to a point where we are taking care of our own, we are then able to give that excess or give access to materials or whatever. And I know that those conversations are going right now, and I hope that that's able to be done by people that are much smarter and have much more power than us.
We always say that,
but know that my heart
it
goes
is
out
true
there in that case, because it's really bad.
It's kind of like if you think about the concept of the oxygen mask, like put on yours and then save whoever's around you if you can. Like, it's doing the best with what the situation entails.
Right, because everyone is dealing with, and I keep having to adjust my microphone because I keep looking at it and I'm trying to make it. Anyway.
OCD. It's fun.
Yeah. Because of the availability of materials and the availability to produce it, it's just a tenuous situation at the moment. Yeah. And I hope that all of that is able to be worked out satisfactorily. I don't have any answers. That's not my job.
No.
I just can say as a citizen of the United States that the person that I voted for hopefully will do something about that.
Do it now.
So anyway, on to a little bit brighter topics.
No, that was fun. I had fun.
Yes.
You have fun, Tim?
Let's. I did. This was a very fun episode. We got to talk about a lot of stuff.
We did. We're getting faster.
What have we played recently on the channel?
On the channel, oh god, we got through a big backlog of stuff. We did our Persona 5. We did our all our little games that we were peppering in there. Finished off Loop Hero. We started our Pokemon Snap playthrough, which is very fun. Just in time for the
our glitch through. You mean?
That's pretty good. That's a good way to describe it. It sucks because it was working really well, and then other things happened, but those episodes might not be out yet, so we'll talk about that another time.
Yes, indeed. I think 1 and 2 or 0 and 1 are up right now.
Yes, 0 and 1, of course.
Yeah.
And what else have we been doing? I feel like there's been something really exciting.
Rhythm Doctor.
Rhythm Doctor, yes. I'm very excited about that.
We recorded an episode 3 and an episode 4 of that, and those will be coming out over the next 2 weeks. That's going to be really cool.
Yeah. That game's been doing really well, and like I really like to see what people say when we play games, and when it gets more views, obviously people will comment on it more. So I like that dynamic.
I have really loved the support and the engagement that those episodes have gotten, and if only we can just have that spill over to some of our other content, because we're very funny across all of our episodes.
What are you saying, Tim? Are you saying that people should give us money?
I'm saying that people should definitely hit that join button or hit subscribe at youtube.com/Dylon Show. Wait.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Or both. You could do both.
Or both, yeah.
You could do both.
But the other big one was
and you still got yours.
What are you shilling still? Tell me.
Nothing.
No, you're good.
I would say that the main things we are getting ready for are Resident Evil 8. I keep saying 7, and it's definitely 8 now.
It's the same game.
And the new Pokemon Snap. Those episodes will be going up very, very soon.
Which we've kind of dabbled a little bit in the universe of Resident Evil, just in general, but we jumped in with the demo, and then we got the second totally real demo the second time. The first one was real too, but asterisk.
That episode 0, I'm so proud of us for that episode. For those who don't know, I guess we can kind of pull back the curtain a little bit here and talk about that episode, because it was a lot of fun to sit there and make. We tried to record the castle, like the village demo, the first demo that came out. Unfortunately, due to the time window and due to time constraints for us, we just weren't able to meet during the time when it was available.
And we didn't notice that it said Pacific time, I think.
Right. By the time we logged on there, we were all ready, raring to go, and then we saw, it's not 6 days. We got to wait 6 freaking days for the thing to come out.
Shit.
And so I think we had like a psychic moment, because we weren't looking at each other. We didn't have cameras on. We just kind of kept going, and eventually it became this through joke of like, well, how much can we talk around the game without playing the game? And
it's like an emergency situation, but where the break glass is like break the candy glass, and you're like, fuck it.
Yeah. And then we watched a video of like some 16-year-old kid landing a Benihana on a fucking skateboard track.
Benihana, shove it. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. Yes,
and he
you're
was
right.
in both thumbnails.
Yes. And then eventually you launch Resident Evil 4. Don't play Resident Evil 4.
The aspect ratio wasn't working, and I didn't want to mess with it.
It was brilliant.
It was funnier the way we did it. Yeah.
I'm sorry that we trolled the entire audience of 30 some odd people that have watched it so far.
Hey, they can get it from somewhere else if they need that. We got the second one down. We did it. Life's good.
Yeah, for a video that is absolutely non-content, it's pretty goddamn funny. If you consider that the joke the entire time is, we're not playing this fucking demo, then it's a hysterical video. So
I watched it twice, and then I was like, I'm gonna watch the file, because I don't want to give this extra views and then have it muddy the waters. I want to see what people say. I want to see where the engagement is.
Absolutely.
And another fun thing, two things, one on the roguelike side just for more games, and then the other thing, we did the Entitled Goose Game. Remember that, Tim? We just played it for the first time. Many, like a year and a half ago now?
Oh my God. No,
it was a while
I think
ago.
It's more than that.
But this will be coming out soon. We're going to start just compiling some of our full Let's Plays into like a long watchable format. So that one will be coming soon. And then the Rounds was the roguelike thing that I was mentioning, because that game is very fun and I want to play more.
Absolutely. We definitely can. Untitled Goose Game, we released episodes September of 2019.
Wow. So it's almost been 2 years.
It's almost been 2 years.
That's crazy.
But yeah, so Dylon has had the idea to go ahead and start uploading a lot of our older Let's Plays in their entirety, basically, in one lump video. So I
upscaled it to 1440p, so we'll get the better codec, technically. So yay!
Awesome.
Should look better.
Awesome. If you are interested in that, be looking out for those videos very soon. I don't think that's something we would ever like block behind premium or anything.
No, because it's there already. It's just a slightly more convenient way to engage with it.
Version.
Yeah.
So if you like those kind of things, let us know in the comments for those videos when those start coming out, which should be very soon. And I think that about wraps us up for this episode. This is a good over an hour.
Yeah, we did good. I tried not to look at the time the whole time, but quick, Tim, vamp for me and do our outro while I take this phone call.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you've been watching this right here on the youtube.com/Tim and Dylon show. My name is Tim. That guy over there answering his phone is Dylon. And we do our damnedest to try and put on a good show for you right here on youtube.com/Tim and Dylon show. If you would like to support us, then please consider subscribing, sharing the videos with all of your friends, and also hitting that join button. The join button gives you access to certain perks, including the ability to live chat with us when we eventually do start getting to those kind of live interactive shows. Maybe we'll do like premieres and stuff like that. You have access to emoji that you can use across all of YouTube, as well as the ability to know that your money is going to keeping our lights on, keeping us in games, and you guys in entertainment. And if you're watching this on the audio version, congratulations for being able to find us on iTunes. That shit's confusing. And
okay, I'll let him know.
I look forward to seeing you guys back here next time for episode 4 of the Tim and Dylon podcast.
Obama says you're a bitch, Tim.
Obama says I'm a bitch. I think that's a good closing thought. Bye, everybody.
Bye.